Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. And thank you. Thank you for watching. So I just want to say welcome to my new subscribers. I did notice that I have a few subscribers. So thank you for subscribing and welcome. I'm glad you are here. I do project chairs and a lot of hauls. So I hope that's something that interests you, but I do like to take suggestions. So if you ever have a suggestion on something that you want me to work on or show you, I'll be happy to. All right, guys. So let me share with you my haul from JoAnns. So I noticed that the last time I was at JoAnns, their cardstock paper, the designer paper, was only 20% off, I think, or 30. So I didn't really grab that many. I think I only grabbed a few pages here and there of the collection that I really like, which is sketchbook right now at the moment. So when I've been checking once that extra percentage goes up, I will go and I will grab a few of the paper. So hopefully there's still some by the time it drops a lot more on the price. So I was waiting for the single sheets, the designer paper, double-sided, to go on sale, at least half off, like 50 cents. But I think it's at 40% off right now. So they are 59 cents a piece. So I'm like, you know what? I'll go and just buy like, $7 worth of paper, and that way I'll have some in case, they do sell out, because there's not a lot left. There's only a few left. And I don't want to wait till last minute and then not find any. So I'd rather pay 59 cents a sheet, and grab a few than not get any at all. So I did stop by yesterday. So let me share with you my haul. All right, guys. So I'm going to start with, I did grab these stamps. These are the Forever Friends by Maggie Holmes. I hardly use stamps. I mean, I do like stamps, but I'm more like a die person. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to have a JoAnns anymore. I'm not going to be able to get my hands on these designer products because online everything is so expensive. It's a lot more than what JoAnn usually asks for. So I'm like, let me just get them and stock up on them. And it was the last pack. So I went ahead and grabbed it. So I do need to force myself to start using my stamps. I have a small collection, but like I said, I hardly try not to buy any stamps because I don't really use stamps. All right, and this is from the Shimel Reasons to Smile collection from Shimel. So I'm not gonna take everything out, but I will put it up here close so you guys can kind of see all of the different images. I like how colorful the colors are. And I can mix and match with page avens, so that doesn't bother me anymore. It used to bother me if I didn't use the same collection, but not anymore. I've learned, like, you know what? Don't bother. And then I did grab these tiny little Valentine adhesive gems from Everett Road. So I really like the size on these, and I feel like these is something that, hearts can be used throughout the year, and I like how tiny they are. So I went ahead and just picked up one pack. They did have like the paper pads and everything else that everybody else has been, buying. But, I have Valentine paper, so I don't need any. I also, from Forever Fields from Maggie Holmes, I went ahead and grabbed these puffy stickers. These were the last ones as well that they had. So I just went ahead and picked it up because I did get a few sheets of that collection. I also picked up these Jolie's Boutique little stars. I like how they're not two-dimensional, but they do have some dimension. And I figure I really like the pastel colors and all of the colors that you get. So I figure, hold on, guys. I just realized that I don't have my light on. I'm telling you, it's Friday and I don't know. I'm just not like, I don't know. I just realized my light was off. I'm like, why is it so dark? My camera light is off. All right, guys. So like I was saying, I really like these colors, like these pastel colors. Like they kind of remind me of like the Echo Park colors, like on their flat backs. And I really like the colors. And this was only $2.99. And I think like stickers and embellishments were like 30% off. So not a bad price. This was the only one that I found. So I took it. And I like how tiny they are. They're not too large. So I really like that because you can add that to like tags. You can add that to embellishments. And I think the colors are great for the summer. So that's what I plan on using that for. And then thickers. I found this one. It was on clearance for $2.47. So everything that was on clearance you did not get any extra discounts. At least that's what the one of the managers at the store mentioned to me. So I did went ahead and grab this one. I don't know if it's like from a certain collection. You know, it's kind of hard to know the collection. It just says sunshine. And I really liked how well, first of all, I like the pink color because you guys know I love pink. And then it has phrases like, this is my happy place, summer memories, splish, splash, high, sunshine, sunshiny days, fun, hello summer. So it has a lot of different like titles that you can use on scrapbooking. And you know, I do like to scrapbook, you know, so I went ahead and grabbed this for titles for my scrapbook sheets. I also thought that I really like the size on them, like for the summer, because it is like a summer theme word. I like this also for not just scrapbooking, but for pocket letters. You know, the words are big and you can add them to your pocket letters. So this will come in handy as well for summer pocket letters, not just scrapbooking. And then I've never seen this collection before, but they had it in a box. So I just went ahead and took it out. It is from American Crafts and it's called Farmstead Harvest. It was like under $3. So I don't know like what collection this is or what, but I really liked the images on it for the fall. They did have a few more, but I just grabbed one. I'll wait till, you know, everything goes maybe 50% off or a little bit more, 75% off, and then I'll go again. They did have some Page Avens. This is the collection that they have at the moment at JoAnns. Adventurous by Page Avens. So I just went ahead and grabbed one because I do have a few sheets. And I'm like, well, like, you know, like I said, I'm not going to be able to be buying designer paper anymore unless I order online. But I hardly don't order online unless it's Echo Park because, you know, they do have their warehouse sale prices and those are good. But everything else is so expensive. And then I don't remember what collection this is. It doesn't give you the name on these thickers, but it is American Crafts. And this was on clearance for $1.97. So I did grab two because I thought that was a great price. It can go with the Maggie Holmes, what's it called? This collection here. It can go with this one, the Forever Fields. I mean, the colors kind of like go out well. And I know this collection also has a little fox. And this one has a little fox. So I figured that can go with that. And then I also found these thickers. These were $4.99 minus the 30% off. And this is, it just says, I think, Splendid. So I don't know what collection that is. But it is, you know, American Crafts. And I really liked how it can go with Maggie Holmes or Sketchbook. So I thought that was really pretty. I did grab two because they only had two. So I went ahead and picked them up. All right, guys. So as I was in line to get ready to check out, waiting, because every time I've been at my JoAnns since they started, you know, taking out discounts, and everybody knows that they're closing. Every time I go to my JoAnns or I pass by there, the parking is full. People are buying a few things here and there. So while I was in line, they had a little like cart, a small one, not that big, and it was full of some type of like wedding stickers, sequins. There wasn't a lot to choose from, but they had a lot of these sequins, guys. And everything that was in that cart was only $1. I was like, what? $1? So it was $1 minus the 30% discount. So I think they ended up being like 60 cents or 70 cents. And look at all these colors. Like you get like rainbow color sequins. Like you get this like light pink. They're all holographic. And then you get this darker purple. And then you get red. You get this orangey color that's great for the fall. And then you get this other yellow color that you can either use in the summer or because it's more like a matte, not a matte, but like a, it's not a bright yellow or it's more like gold. You can use that for the fall. And then this green one and then a darker green. And then you get the blue, another purple, and you also get black, guys. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different colors. 10 different colors, different sizes. So you get a good variety of sequins. And for 70 cents, like I said, I was like, what? So I did grab a few also for Happy Meal. Or maybe for even like a prize. I might do a giveaway sometime soon again. So I'll put one in there. One lady that was behind me, she's like, oh, I see you have sequins. What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna sew those on? And I'm like, no, that's a lot of work. I don't sew. I just use sequins for paper crafting. I said cards and doing shakers. And she was like, oh, okay. I've sewn before sequins and it's a lot of work. I'm like, yes, I know. I can just imagine. So like I said, I did grab a few of these because for 70 cents, I think I ended up buying, I don't know. I think it was more than I think it was less than 70 cents because I ended up buying, I'm going to be honest with you. I ended up buying like 10 of them and I only paid $6 for 10 of those packs. So I thought that was a good deal. And these were the other ones that, let's open this one. These are from Recollections. I was surprised because I usually don't see Recollections. Like usually I see that Recollections at Michael's. But in the same cubby, not cubby, in the same cart that they had all the sequins for $1, they had these are like vellum die cuts. It's a very thin paper. It's not even vellum. It feels more like, I don't know, some sort of very thin paper. Very thin. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll pick that up. So you get this little flag that says today. You get little arrows in different colors. An anchor. Very small. Here, let me use this. And then here's another arrow. Another word that says yes. And one of these things that I'm not even going to say what that is. I don't know. But if it's what I'm thinking, I don't even want it. So a lot of little circles. So I just grabbed like 1 pack or 2 pack. Because I was like, oh, for that price, you know, like you just never know what. And this one says sail away. So it's like a very thin paper. Kind of like, it is like a vellum. But some feel like thinner than vellum. So little, yeah, it's like. And this one says, you float my boat. That's kind of cute. But row, row, row your boat. So this is a summer one. And then you get frames, little tags. So, yeah. So I did grab 2. One for myself and one for, like I said, I do want to do a giveaway. So because it's summer, I'll save it for the summer giveaway. So stay tuned for that, guys. That will be later on. All right. And then remember when I said there were wedding stickers? Well, this is the one. And it's also from Recollections. So I just grabbed one because I really don't know that many people that are getting married. Well, there is at my church. There's a few couples. My sister is one of them. But I know this year there's going to be like 10 weddings. A lot of people getting married at my church. So that's good. All right, the next thing, I picked up some of these Christmas. My JoAnns did not put up. I've seen a lot of people put the Easter ones. My JoAnns does not have the Easter ones. They never brought in anything Easter related to the store. So that, nope, I did not find any of the Easter ones. But surprisingly, they brought out some Christmas ones. So they have the gingies. And I think since they were Christmas, and I think those were like 70% off, I think I only paid like 40 cents. 40 cents for each one. So, you know, I took a lot of them. not a lot of them, but like maybe 4 of each for Happy Mail and projects as well. So I grabbed some of the gingies, and then I grabbed this one, very pretty, with the peppermints, variety of different clay bits in there, very pretty for shakers. And then I also grabbed the Christmas trees, very pretty. And then they had this one. This one can be used all year round. This is very pretty. And then I figured, like, okay, if the Christmas ones are on sale, maybe the St. Patrick's Days are on sale. Nope. These were only like, I want to say 30% off. So I ended up paying like 70 cents or 80 cents a piece. So, but I'm like, it's okay because I won't have a JoAnns anymore. And I really like these. I bought a few this year, but I did use them all up because I did share them, you know. I did share them. I made a sequence mix and I shared them with some friends. So I really like the rainbow. So I just went ahead and picked these up. And then from that same brand, Everett Road, I did get this Valentine confetti. This was one of the few things that I did grab. Like I said, they had the paper pads, the 6x6. They had some stickers. But I don't need those things. But I did grab these because I really like how thick the little hearts are. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're a little bit thick, and I just thought they would be so cute to make a shaker, a sequence mix. So that was that. And then, oops, I just dropped one. And then moving on to the paper, because I did go for paper. All right, so the open stock papers, I think they're like 40% off, if I'm not mistaken. All I know is, like, I think they were like 49 cents each, or 39, something like that. Not sure, guys. I don't have the receipt, but you guys can go online and check what the discount is for the sheets if you have the app. I have the app on my phone, so I keep checking what the discounts are. It says up to 60% off. That doesn't mean everything is 60% off. It just varies, and that's why I like to go into paper craft, you know, like cardstock, and then go into the designer cardstock and check the price that they have, and that is the price. That is a discount. So I did grab a few of these because I do like their papers. So I grabbed this one, very pretty. It's a light pink. Here's a darker one, and then here's a light purple. This is the basil paper. That's a lavender one, and this is like a cream color. And then I really like this one. I've used this one before. This one has like little circles. It has a texture. I do like texture paper. I know some people don't, but I do. And then I did grab some of these because I like this one a lot. This is by Coordinations, and I really like this glitter paper. I used to always get this kind because it just gives your, it's not over, like it's not too much, the glitter, the sparkles. I think it just gives it that little extra glam to your projects when you use this. So I did grab a few, but like I said, as soon as they go like 60% off, anywhere between 50 to like 75%, trust me, I will go and stock up on this glitter paper because I love it. I love how it has that glitter, and it's not overwhelming glitter. It just, I don't know, I just love it. So, and it feels good. I mean, it's like a good, it's not thick, but it is, you know, pretty good. So I did grab that. And then I went for the single sheets. This is the only one that I grabbed from Page Avens. I will wait till it goes on, you know, cheaper. But I just went ahead and grabbed this one because of all the tags that I can fussy cut and use in different projects, not just with this paper collection, but with other collections like for the summer, for the spring. So moving on to my single sheets. Like I said, I did grab more of the Valint sketchbook, and I did grab some of these cut aparts. I like these tags, and this is the back. And then this cut apart, because I like using these to make cards or just different types of projects. I feel like this is a good price for your buck. Like, you can cut them out. When it's a cut apart sheet, I don't use the back, even though it is a very pretty paper. So I might end up using this side because I do love that pattern on it. But I usually don't use the back. I just buy these for the cut apart because you get a lot of cut aparts for your money. And then this is another one that I really like. I like the colors on this one. And this is the back. And then here's another cut apart that you can use this as well to make cards, to make embellishments, to add to your projects. So I thought that was very nice. And then here's this one. Not too much my favorite, but I still ended up getting it because it is part of the collection. And here's this one, bows. And then I went ahead and grabbed this one here. And I do like this one. I think I'm in a fruit swap, so I think this would be nice, like the colors on this pattern paper, because it goes well with like different fruits, like the yellow flowers with lemons, you know, cherries, strawberries. So I think this would be a good combination. And also one of the cut aparts, as you can see, this one says surrounded by beauty. It has some cherries. So that can go great with the fruit swap. And then these cut aparts, there's this tag with the cherries. And here's a lemon one, a lemon piece. And then here's another tag with the lemons. And then here's another tag with the strawberries and the little peach. So most likely this is the collection that I will use for that swap. And then I did grab let me open this so I can show you guys. All this time that they had this collection at JoAnns, I never really bought it when they had like their sales before everything, you know, before they mentioned that they were closing my store, because my store was supposed to stay open. It was one of the ones that was supposed to stay open. So I was so happy about that. But then they said, nope, we're closing all of them. So this is like I said, this is a Maggie Holmes Forever Fields. So I went ahead and grabbed the project pack. This one has 24 sheets, and it's not a collection that I kind of like go to just because of the colors. Like I'm more of a pastel girl, but like I'm like, you know what, I checked on scrapbook.com and I think they have this same pad for like 20 something dollars. I found it yesterday for $8.99. So I'm like, you know what, even though it's not the colors that I like, because they're not pastels, they're more like darker browns, I just went ahead and picked it up because, like I said, this is the last time I'll be able to get my hands on Maggie Holmes unless I really like, you know, her newer collections, and I end up buying it online. So here it is. And this was the last pad. So I think that's what convinced me to getting this one, because it was the last pad. And I'm like, well, it's either now or never. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just take it. Let me just take it. And I will find something to do with it in the fall. Because these are, for me, these are scream fall colors. And I don't like using these kind of colors unless it's fall. Here is this one, and then you get all the solid colors that match the collection. All right, and then I did grab, like I said, it'll be my last time getting my hands on this collection. So I went ahead and grab a few of the single sheets. Like I said, they are 59 cents each. So I'm like, well, you know, let me splurge a little bit on some sheets, because after JoAnns goes on sale, I guess I will only be shopping at Hobby Lobby and Michael's unless there's something that I really like and want online. And then, but I hardly won't be buying anything online. It'll just be Hobby Lobby and Michael's. And we know that Hobby Lobby will... You know how Hobby Lobby is just getting smaller. Their section on paper crafting, it just keeps getting smaller. Let me hurry up, guys, because I'm taking way long than what I want to. All right, guys. These are the American Crafts single sheets, single-sided. These are a thinner paper, but I don't mind. These were like 39 cents, I think. This one is a birthday one, but I figure like I can fussy cut out like the sentiments and use that. So what I'm planning on doing is whenever I'm not doing anything and watching TV, taking this with me and a pair of scissors and start cutting them out and putting them in a picture box, in a picture container. And that way I know that all my birthday sentiments are there to use. So that's why I grabbed one of those. And then I grabbed this one. And then another one. This one is a Maggie Holmes one. And then this one as well. And I really like this one. The florals on this one. Very pretty with the bees. And then, like I said, I am entering a fruit swap through Instagram. So I went ahead and grabbed this one. Because I wasn't sure like what paper collection I was going to use. I thought about using... I forgot the designer for Picnic in the Park. I wasn't sure yet what collection I'm going to use, so that's why I went ahead and grabbed these single sheets that are fruit related, because I'm like, oh, I can use that for the swap. And here's the peach one and the sliced watermelon. So I thought those would be nice for fruit swaps. I might, like I said, once they go a little bit less. I mean, it's not bad, 39 cents at the moment. But I just went ahead and grabbed those, you know. And then I did not want to what? Grab a lot of them. Yes, that's what I was going to say. They don't want to grab a lot of them because, you know, I already had like a lot of stuff in my basket. So, you know, it adds up at the end. So, and then in the clearance section, I found some of the Maggie Holmes Woodland Grove, even though I already Woodland Grove. Even though I already have some, I'm like, well, let me just add a little bit more to my collection because, like I said, this is the last time. It's now or never. And these were the clearance the clearance sheets were 50 cents, no extra discounts, so not bad, 50 cents a piece. So I did grab, you know, a few, and I guess maybe once they keep going down on their prices, I'll go back again, but not in a while because I already, you know, bought a few things. And then I think they got a new shipment from, I don't know from where, but I feel like they got a new shipment because even there was the manager that I was talking to, she was putting out more things out there, but nothing that I was interested in. But in the back where all the clearance stuff is, where all the clearance paper is, they had big stacks of paper like that just had gotten a shipment. And instead of putting it like where the other paper is, they just put it in the clearance section and they put it out there for 25 cents a piece. So I did grab 4 of these. I feel like I should have gotten more, but I just don't want to stock up on a lot of things and then I don't have the room to store things. I'm like, where do I keep putting these items in? Like, I need to stop shopping for things because then I don't have space in here. I need to make a tour video of my craft room so you guys can see how small it is and I don't have the room to store these things. Well, anyways, they had this basil cardstock and it's really good quality and it's like a cream color. And oh my gosh, I thought I had gotten 4, but I guess I got 5. These were only a quarter. I was like, oh, and they had a big old stack like this. That's what I'm saying. They probably got some new shipments and they're like, you know what, let's just put them in the clearance aisle. They had other cardstock, single-sided. It was single-sided, but it was thick enough. It was sturdy, but I just didn't get any. I didn't like the colors. What I did get, they had a big old stack of this one. And like I said, the last time that I was at JoAnns in the clearance section, these 2 were not there. That's why I'm assuming they had a new shipment. So they also had these. These are American Crafts. These are the thin kind. And this is what it looks like. It's a card apart for the summer. So I went ahead. These were a quarter. So I also grabbed like 4 or 5. And I figured I could do cards with them for the summer swaps. So yeah, guys, that was my haul from JoAnns. So Let me know if you've been to your JoAnns lately, if you found anything. Are you waiting till they go lower on the prices? That's what I'm planning on doing. But I did go and grab like the things that I really wanted, like the paper, the designer paper, because I don't want them going out and then regretting like, oh, I should have gotten it. Because even though I paid 59 cents a piece for the designer ones, you know, online, they're like 109. So I'm like, shoot, I'd rather pay 59 cents than 109 for each one. Because 109 for me, it's like a little bit too much unless I just grab 1 or 2 sheets and that's it. So I do want to stock up on my designer paper, my Maggie Holmes, because I do love Maggie Holmes. And I'll be sad when they close, but that's why I'm stocking up now, guys. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a great Friday. Have a blessed day. Till next time. Bye-bye.